many replies to your ad?
Usually, yes.
But you cannot follow them all.
Well, no. Do you have any particular reason for asking all these questions, Mr. Worker?
No, but I lead such a prosaic life myself that your ad intrigued me. I finally got up enough courage to go to the Star-Times and wait for someone to collect the mail from Box 13.
I see. And now that you found me?
Well, perhaps you'd care to have dinner with me some evening and tell me some of your adventures. Oh, I'd like to hear them very much. I'm very lonely and...
All right, Mr. Worker. I'd be glad to.
Oh, thank you. Now I must be going. Sorry to have troubled you. And I hope I didn't frighten you, young lady.
Oh, no. It was kind of fun.
Oh, my umbrella. One can never tell when it might rain. Well, good day, Mr. Holliday, and thank you so much. Don't bother to get up. I'll look you up in the phone book and call you.
Please do. Goodbye.
What a nice man.
Uh-huh. Funny old duck. Well, let's open the mail, Susie, and... Hey.
Huh? What's the matter?
Where's that letter from out of town?
It's right on top of the pile where you put it.
But it's not
What's the matter, Mr. Holliday?
He's gone.
What do you mean? Sure he's gone,
And that letter went with him.
he took it.
His umbrella was on top of the pile. Oh, what a nice old man.
Gee, he stole the letter.
Yeah, and something tells me, Susie, that Mr. Worker will never invite me to have that dinner with him. Sure, Worker took the letter. But why? What was in it? Why was it so important? And who sent it? Well, I kept asking myself those questions, and then 3 days after that little visit from Worker, Susie came bursting into the office.
Oh, Mr. Holliday, look. Here's another letter from the same place. I mean, it looks like the same handwriting.
Yeah, it does. Hey, Susie.
Huh?
You weren't followed this time, were you?
I made sure.
Oh, good.
What's it say, Mr. Holliday?
Well, listen. 3 days ago, I sent you a letter containing a sealed envelope. It contained half of something which is very important to me. It was imperative that I get rid of it until I could get to safety.
Gee.
I'm all right now, so send the sealed envelope to 243 Marlowe Avenue, Bridgeport. Arthur Holmes.
Now what are you going to do, Mr. Holliday?
Do? Well, I can't send him the envelope because I haven't got it. And I can't find Mr. Worker because I've got a sneaking hunch that he'll be a little scarce.
Maybe you better write to Mr. Holmes.
Oh, no, Susie. This looks too good to be handled by a letter. I'm going to find out a few things by seeing Mr. Holmes in person. I went to Bridgeport, found 243 Marlowe Avenue. It was an apartment house. There was no clerk at the desk, but there was a tier of mailboxes. One of them belonged to Arthur Holmes in apartment 6B. So, a couple of minutes later... Mr. Holmes? Oh, Mr. Holmes? I tried the door. It wasn't locked. The apartment was dark. I was fumbling for the light switch when... If I say I was fresh as a daisy after that thump on my head, I'd never get to be the father of my country. I was lying on the floor. The room was still dark except for a flashing light that came from a store sign across the street. I lay there for a minute to give the room a little time to stop spinning, then I realized I was holding something in my hand. And from where I lay, it felt like a gun. I was just crawling to my feet when...
Mr. Holmes, I come with a fresh towel. Mr. Holmes!
I wanted to clear up a lot more before anyone found me. I ducked behind the door and waited.
Mr. Holmes?
Why did she scream? Well, who wouldn't? The room was a shambles. Someone had searched it. And lying on the bed in an alcove was a man who certainly would have no further interest in me. Or anything else. There was a hole in his forehead. And I was sure I held the gun that put it there. Sure, I was innocent. But I'd have a hard time proving that. Figure it out. I received the letter from Holmes. Instead of riding, I went to him. I didn't wait for the clerk in the building to call up first. I got behind the door when the cleaning woman came in. Maybe I should have gone to the police right away, but I was innocent. And I wanted to learn a bit more. Besides, the cleaning woman reported the murder. So a half hour later, I was drinking a cup of coffee in an all-night hamburger stand.
That winds up the late news for tonight. The next edition of the news. Oh, just a moment, ladies and gentlemen. We have a last-minute flash. A murder was committed tonight in the Roxmoor Apartments. Police are looking for a man who answers this description. Medium height, light hair, wearing dark gray flannel suit, blue and white striped necktie, black shoes, carrying light tan topcoat. The description of the wanted man was given to the police by the clerk, who remembers this man asking for the apartment of the murdered man, Arthur Holmes. And that's all for tonight. The next edition of the news.
Another murder. Hear it, mister?
Yeah.
Getting so a person can't feel safe no more.
You're so right.
More coffee?
No, thanks. No, thanks.
Pie, cake?
Nothing, thank you.
They ought to get that guy that done it pretty soon.
You think so?
Sure. He ain't gonna get far. Every cop in the city will be looking for a guy wearing a gray suit with blue and...
Yeah, you're right. Okay, here's your dime.
Yeah, thanks.
What's the matter? Don't say it.
What are you gonna do?
Walk out of here.
Sure.
You stay right where you are and you won't get hurt. Just keep talking to me.
Mister, I ain't got nothing to say.
And don't say it.
Sure.
If it makes you feel any better, I didn't kill that man.
Well, I ain't said you did. The police said it. They could be wrong. Sure, they could be wrong.
Yeah, that's right. Now stay right where you are. Don't say a word to either of the other two in here until I'm out of sight. Understand?
Sure. Good night, mister. Come again. Hey, there you go. Somebody call the police.
Hey, taxi. Know where the park is?
Yeah, sure.
Well, drive to it fast.
Yeah. Hey, stop that guy. Somebody let that in the cab. Stop him. What's all that noise about?
I haven't the least idea.
Park, huh? Okay. I'd sure like to know what all that noise was about.
Well, they're playing a game.
Huh?
Mm-hmm, sure. Hare and Hounds. Ever hear of it?
Oh, yeah. I played it when I was a kid.
Huh. Then I've got news for you. It's no longer a kid's game. Mistake number 2 for Smart Boy Holiday. Another notch against me. I ran from the hamburger stand. Well, that would look bad. But I've got one bad fault among others. I'm very curious. And I was so curious to know how and why the clerk of the apartment house identified me when he didn't even see me. But if somebody paid him off to enlarge this beautiful frame around my neck, well, we'd see.
Hey, mister, I've been thinking. Ain't that Hare and Hounds game a little young for grown-ups?
I told you it wasn't a kid's game anymore.
The whole world's gone nuts.
We agree. Say, pull up here, will you?
I thought you wanted to go to the park.
It's dark there.
Huh? Well, it's dark all over. It gets that way at night, mister.
Maybe you've got something there. Oh, pull up here by the drugstore. Here you are. Keep the change.
Hey, a $5. Well, thanks, buddy.
Now, don't mention it.
I won't. Not even to the mister.
When the cab drove away, I then went into the drugstore to the phone booth. I looked up the Roxmoor Apartments in the book and dialed the number. Hello. Roxmoor Apartments? Is Eddie there? Eddie? He's the clerk there, isn't he? Who? Charlie. Charlie who? Madison? No, Eddie's the clerk there. Okay. Keep your Charlie. Madison. Charles Madison. There are 3 Charles Madisons in the book. Okay. Maybe one of the 3 was the one I wanted. I left the drugstore and went back out at the street. And as I did, the cab I just got out of drove up.
Hey, you
this was it.
Hey, you.
So, you want to play hare and hounds too, huh? Well, I'm sorry, but I warned you.
Now, wait a minute.
It's no longer a kid's game, not the way I play it.